Jetfire from Revenge of the Fallen is a goated character. He's an old fart with a touch of robo-dementia. He had some iconic lines, he literally ended his own life to combine with Optimus, and man, that first transformation sequence was amazing. But as a dumb little kid, while I did end up liking the character, at first I was a bit put off by his old boisterous persona, because I knew Jetfire from the Unicron trilogy. In that continuity, he was a brave warrior. He was even Optimus Prime's second in command in Armada, so this take on Jetfire was a little surprising to me. Fast forward to 2026, and we have Metal Cardbot, a Korean show and toy line which really harkens back to that Unicron trilogy era. And in the third season, Metal Cardbot Wild, a new character named Night Griffon was introduced. This regal looking robot looks incredibly sick. He's a strategist that waits for his enemies to engage in battle, before swooping down from the skies to strike as a third party. Kind of a cowardly strat, I'm not gonna lie. But hey man, if it works, it works. The coolest part of Night Griffon is his alt mode, taking the form of the iconic SR-71 Blackbird. This toy feels like if Jetfire from Revenge of the Fallen was a Unicron trilogy character, and I'm so here for it. But the catch is that this isn't even the coolest part of the toy, and we're going to talk all about it. But before we do, we need to talk about our sponsor, JPFans, which is a service that allows you to buy toys and collectibles from Japan. Basically, they work as a middleman. You can buy stuff from Japanese versions of websites like Mercari and Amazon. Items you buy will be sent to the JPFans warehouse. Once they package all of your items together, you then pay for international shipping. There is a handy price estimation calculator on the website that can help you figure out the price of shipping before you buy anything, which you'll want to use because international shipping can be high. Here's a pro tip: always use the ECMS shipping option when available. It's slower but much cheaper than all the other options. If you sign up with my link below, you'll get a bunch of coupons, and if you redeem code dumbjake, you'll get a 20% shipping discount coupon. By the way, JPFans wanted me to let you know about a huge deal. Every time you order an item, you get bonus credits. For every 1 yen spent, you get 100 credits, and you can redeem these credits for items in the Points Mall. Right now, JPFans is doing a huge special. All individual items are 30% off, and bundles are 80% off, which is huge. So if you have any points, now would be the perfect time to spend them. This promotion is going until September 1st, so get in on it while you can. Alright, it's time to get into Night Griffon. Now, Night Griffon is one of these Metal Cardbot figures where I thought it looked pretty cool when I saw it, but, you know, it didn't really speak to me all that much, but getting it in hand, dude, it's so incredible. Like, the size is really, really nice. It's about like a liter class size, if not a bit bigger. And the plastic quality just feels so solid. Everything about this feels really solid, which is really nice. I'll explain why in a second. And yeah, just look at the paint apps, dude. Like, look at all that gold. Look at the red, like, lining. There's some nice, like, metallic green used. The eyes, I know a lot of people are not into the eyes. The eyes are not super noticeable to me on this one. Like, he's just got that one little slit there to indicate an eye, but besides that, like, not super noticeable, at least in my opinion. Not that I mind the eyes, I personally like them, but just for this guy in particular, not the easiest to notice. And then he has some more green detailing back there for like the thrusters, and then some right in there as well. So yeah, dude is painted up in this black and gold and red color scheme. Like, it is regal, it is, you know, eye-catching, and just holding it feels amazing. Big fan of Night Griffon's vehicle mode. And obviously the whole conceit of the video is like, this is the Unicron trilogy version of ROTF Jetfire in some ways, you know. Obviously we're doing a lot of like mental gymnastics to get to that conclusion, but yeah, that's my whole pitch on this figure is like ROTF Jetfire if he was in the Unicron trilogy. Speaking of ROTF Jetfire, I do not have that figure. I don't have the Studio Series or the original, but I do have something similar. Transformers Collaboration Ultimate Expanse, which transforms into a Blackbird as well. It's the X-Jet, obviously, in this case, but this is based on the Studio Series Jetfire figure, so they are very, very similar in vehicle mode anyway. Obviously, this guy's a bit more cartoony, right? Like, he doesn't have all these, like, little intricate details. Like, if you look at the top of the vehicle, there's, like, lots of little detailing here. you know, nothing to sneeze at in terms of detail. It looks great. Whereas Night Griffon is definitely more cartoony and stylized. He does have some details here and there, but they're not like trying to capture the real vehicle in any meaningful way. They're just sort of mimicking the shapes and stuff. Looking at them together, it is kind of crazy because they're about the same size. Like, they are very similar in size. From tip to tail, they are almost exactly the same. Night Griffon appears to be a little bit longer, just a hair longer than the X-Jet. So that's pretty interesting. But they look really cool. Imagine a fleet of these guys. The thing is, Night Griffon feels super solid. I can just move it around like this. Jetfire, you gotta hold it very carefully. And he comes off and untabbed, and these are loose. Like, this guy is not super solid in a way that doesn't feel great. It might just be this version, and maybe the Studio Series Jetfire is not like that, but for this guy in particular, he isn't super, like, solid feeling in vehicle mode. So that's what Night Griffon has on this one, and just the transformation for me is a lot more fun. It's, like, simple but not stupid. Whereas the transformation on this is like a bit annoying, in my opinion. Not terrible, not the worst Studio Series style thing I've ever transformed, that's for sure, but definitely a bit annoying and a bit panely and all that stuff. So I just want to make that quick comparison so you could kind of see like the difference between a Transformer SR71 Blackbird and a Metal Cardbot version. And I also wanted to compare it to the Legacy G1 Prime, just to give you an idea of like the size of this thing. Like I said, it's about a liter class in terms of size, and yeah, he's pretty massive comparatively. For another Metal Cardbot comparison, we have Taki. Obviously, they look awesome together in the show. They have a little bit of a race. I do want to point out that he has landing gear here, and you can put that down so you don't have to have the landing gear out. You have the option. Now, to transform him, there is some parts forming involved, so if you're not a parts forming head, you know, that might be a negative for you. But the entire front half of the vehicle is gonna come off. Tear it apart a little bit. So this is the parts forming piece. As you just saw, this piece can come off the whole front of the plane there to reveal this red lance, which you can just take out of here. And this is Night Griffon's main weapon. It's really cool looking red lance. And then his the rest of this turns into a shield for Night Griffon. So very, very cool sword and shield sort of thing. We are left with this to transform into Night Griffon, and it's very, very simple. So we're just gonna rotate the legs down. These side thrusters are gonna transform into the legs. Very simple. Just flip the feet out, pull up the camera because this dude is tall, fold the wings back a little bit, and then we're gonna take these pieces and rotate them down. We're gonna fold up this back plate here. So to attach to the cockpit, you have to have the landing gear out because it's gonna plug in to the back along with C clipping in, so it's nice and secure. And then finally, you're gonna flip the head down and turn it around. And here we have Night Griffon, a very, very regal looking knight. Really dig his look. I mean, all that amazing gold and red is all here, plus some white now, which looks really nice and striking. The head sculpt looks great. I love like the gladiator helmet sort of thing going on. He's got these big eagle ears, and then he's got nice metallic green eyes. Very, very cool head sculpt and design for this guy. He does come with his two weapons, so he has his lance. She can hold like this, and he does have like a wrist tilt, so he can hold the lance at sort of an angle, like one would expect someone to hold a lance, which is very, very cool. And then he also has a shield, which can plug onto his arm. And boom, you got a really cool knight-looking robot. I keep saying this, but I wasn't expecting to like him as much as I do. And I'm really glad I've come around on him, because he's so freaking cool, man. There's just something so, like, knightly about him, which obviously makes sense. He's literally called Night Griffon. He's called Night Griffon like at night, but it's sort of a play on words. But the back is a little bit messy, admittedly, but I don't think it's the worst backpack ever. It's just a bit big. And like I said, you can take his lance and you can sheath it on his back, which is really, really cool. I don't know, man. It's hard to find the words to just describe how cool I think this guy is. He's really blown me away. So here is Night Griffon next to G1 Universe Optimus Prime. As you can see, dude is huge. Much bigger than Prime anyway. Here he is next to Taki. So not as big of a difference, but Taki is like one of the smaller Metal Cardbots just in general. So like this kind of gives you an idea that this is the smallest Metal Cardbot and she's damn near 3/4 of his height. But yeah, this is awesome. I really dig Night Griffon here, and this is not even the coolest part of Night Griffon. We still have to talk about his metal card. Now, we've talked about big metal cards in the past, and this guy might have the biggest metal card we've ever seen. It's more like a metal library or something. Like, dude, look how big this is, and you can probably tell what's gonna happen here. So in Metal Cardbot S Season 2, there was a character called Sky Gallop, who had a sort of centaur mode for their metal card gimmick. Like, it would become a pair of back legs and just plug into their back, and then they would have 4 legs. This feels like an upgraded version of that idea. Like, they wanted to do it better, so they just went ahead and did it again for this season. And I'm glad they did, because this is awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and remove this. And we're gonna lift this up, this back piece. And now the feet are going to be coming up here. Like that. So we've got sort of a base going on here. And the cockpit is going to become sort of like a... how do you say? Like, it's going to become like a tail for the centaur. Now, we're going to take the metal card. We took these pieces off first. These are like wing tips. They go like this. And 2 wings. And those just fit on there nice and tidy. Now, the metal card. I think you can guess what's going to happen here. We're going to pull down his 4 legs. Nice ratchet joints in every single leg. And then we are just going to plug it in. Simple as that. And here we have Night Griffon in his metal card mode with a giant pair of centaur legs. I guess he's meant to be like a griffin in this case. But wow, he looks amazing. All that nice paint, gold and red and white paint is coming over from the robot to the metal card. It all looks super cohesive. Dude, and that wingspan, he just looks so sick. Dude, it's so... Oh, and I forgot one key detail. He is a wild card bot, so he has this eagle chest that flips out for this mode. And wow, that is sick, man. Of course, he can still use his weapons. He's got his shield here, and then he's got his lance. And this dude is just electric. Like, dude... How cool is that? And the legs are very articulated as well, like, can go out that far, bend forward, not really bend back, and they do have ankle tilt, which is very, very nice. It's crazy. He somehow got better articulation like this. That's awesome. Dude, it's so sick. I feel like this is maybe one of the most, like, solid Metal Cardbot Wild single releases. Like, the fun factor you get from this dude, from the super cool vehicle mode, you know, that badass Blackbird jet mode, to like a very regal looking solid night mode, to this incredible looking Griffin mode. Like, dude, this guy might be one of the best Metal Cardbots from Metal Cardbot Wild. Just standalone toy. Really, really great. I think this guy's highly underrated. So yeah, that was my Metal Cardbot Wild Night Griffon review. Highly recommend if you can get your hands on him because, dude, look at this. It's sick. Thank you for watching. Thank you to JPFans for sponsoring this video. Please use my link if you want to order some stuff from Japan. It's a proxy service. You can get a bunch of coupons if you sign up with my link, and you can use code dumbjake to get a 20% shipping discount coupon. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate any people that check out my Metal Cardbot videos because I love this line and I love talking about it. If you'd like to hear me talk about Metal Cardbot more, I have a new second channel called Star Guardian Central, where I'll be doing Metal Cardbot news and lore breakdowns. I'm working on my first lore breakdown now, but I do plan to cover like seasons 1 to 3, like the whole story, so maybe if you're not super into the show, you can still learn what all these characters are about and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.